Before we start, this is April, your humble narrator, and I just want to say that even though I'm an atheist heathen working outside the house and allowing other people to raise my children and letting my husband bake brownies, I'm not trying to offend reasonable Christians. I have the utmost respect and love for my Christian friends who have found their faith through Christ, and please don't let my snarkiness offend you. And if it does, you're probably in the wrong place. So let's get on with the story. Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles by Grace Ann Parsons. Chapter 7, Wheat and Chaff. Author's note. Hello, friends. Phew, this chapter took longer to write than I thought it would. There is so much to be done here at Fort Parsons, some days I don't think I'll ever get caught up. But now that the little ones are sound asleep, I'm finally getting around to putting the finishing touches on this little chapter. I apologize for the delay. Now, there have been quite a few questions and comments coming in, and I thought I should take the time to address a few, since I don't have time to reply individually. First of all, to all the mommies who have expressed their appreciation to this little story of mine, thank you for your support. It really keeps me writing. Remember, though the glory is not mine, it is the work of a greater cause. And the people who call me names, a Bible-believing Christian is like a big ugly monster who lives under a bridge, and wanting everyone to do the right thing to go to heaven makes one a so-called bigot? Well, that's the modern world for you. And finally, to the people who say I am spreading hate, take a look at some of the comments posted here. That I am a terrible writer and a terrible mother whose children will hate her one day. Who is the one spreading hate here? Because I don't think it's me. The great hall burst into applause as the red and yellow baseball cap with a lion embroidered on the front appeared on Harry's head. He hopped deftly off the table and landed on his little feet. He could feel the love of the Lord surging through him, and he knew he had made the right decision. He was even more sure of his decision when Hermione dashed across the cafeteria to give him a big, spontaneous hug. She, too, was sporting a red and yellow baseball cap, although her cap had a kitten on it instead of a lion. "I'm so happy, Harry," she cried gladly, delicate tears streaming down her face. "When I saw you eating with that family, I was so scared. I thought you might become a Slytherin." "Never worry about that," Harry declared boldly and bravely. "I am a Gryffindor now and forever." "Well chosen," Dumbledore declared approvingly as he took a long, energetic strides across the crowded, noisy room. "Welcome to the Gryffindor hat, Harry." Harry beamed happily. Truly, he had been blessed. As he sat down to finish his breakfast, he was still glowing from joy. He sat down next to Ronald. "Will you still be my friend even though you are a different hat?" Ronald asked timidly. "Of course," Harry declared generously, and he began to eat his eggs. He had expected his eggs to be cold by now, what with all the hullabaloo, but lo and behold, they were still piping hot. He would not pretend that what Ronald believed about worshiping the dead, but he could still offer the young boy friendship in the spirit of Matthew 2:16-17. "Thank you, Harry," Ronald uttered happily. He may have been sporting a green and black hat with a snake on it, which testified to his Slytherin beliefs, but he could recognize Harry's pure-hearted godliness, generosity, humility, and innocent goodness. He looked around at his siblings. All of them were wearing hats identical to his, and he wondered why none of them were like that. "Attention, students," Reverend Dumbledore announced authoritatively as he hopped on the stage, and he held his microphone by his mouth. "Congratulations on picking your hats," he continued kindly. "I am sure you have all chosen wisely." Harry hummed to himself. He knew the Reverend meant well, but was he really doing the members of the other hats much good to tell them that everything was the same when it wasn't? Wouldn't they all be happier if they knew to read the Bible and take it seriously? Dumbledore thought he was making everyone happy, and perhaps he was in the short run, but in the long run, Harry worried that he was doing more harm than good. Harry did not say anything because he was new to the flock and did not feel confident in his connection with the Lord. But sometimes it takes newcomers to point out the flaws we don't see in our own communities. The Reverend clapped his hands against each other once and spoke enthusiastically. "Now, you will be sharing most of your classes with other members of your hat, so it will be good for you to get to know them now. Ravenclaw hats, please gather around Mr. Moody. Hufflepuff hats, please gather around Mr. Sprout. Slytherin hats, please gather around Mr. Finnegan. And Gryffindor hats, please gather around Mr. Snape. Now, at the beginning of the breakfast meal, Harry had noticed a tall, mysterious-looking man with long hair and gaunt, enigmatic features. He was dressed stylishly in a crisp black suit, and his tie made a shock of red in the otherwise totally black outfit. The dark hair on his pale chest was neatly trimmed, but still noticeably thick, and he wore an elegant black leather shoes on both of his feet. It was now that he noticed on the table this man was sitting at was a placard on it that said, Mr. Snape. Harry followed the other brave children wearing the Gryffindor hats. Author's note. Blessings! As always, you know I'm not a professional narrator, but I'm doing my best. Okay. Till chapter 8, y'all. Peace.